I did make it. There is good news. I really was in the middle of nowhere in Michigan. Couldn't find any gas. I ran on empty for 8 miles until I finally found a gas station that was open at 3 o'clock in the morning. I recorded a video showing how relieved I was, and I deleted it on accident in my delirium. I'm at home right now. I am a stay-at-home parent. My kids are sleeping, so please shut up. My fiance, she started her own business cleaning houses, so that's how we get income when I'm not doing comedy. I also usually work Grubhub when I'm at home, but my account is suspended due to some stupid shit on their end. This is exactly the problem. It's been 18 days since I made money, and it was a great payment. But again, I was $300 in the hole. Credit cards are all maxed out. I had to pay rent. Electric bill was overdue. That is $2,000 completely out before I even got home. We are back to where we were, not at -300, but at around zero. I am here this weekend. Luckily, I am home with my buddy, Andy Woodhull. We're at the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase. I will be opening for him. He's one of my best friends and one of the people that have helped me most in comedy. One of the reasons why I asked to open for him this weekend was that I got a chance to see him, but that I also was getting paid for a chance to see him. Don't wake my boys.
Well, it's not like we don't try, or think about it every night. Don't let this house fall down. The Lord left long ago.
I was born here. I grew up in Ohio, and I came back, and it is so good to be back. I love living here. I moved back about 5 years ago, and I'm fully on board. I'm a full Michigander. I love everything about here except for one thing, and that is that I have been a touring, traveling stand-up comedian for the last 19 years, and I have been everywhere. I'm talking the backwoods of West Virginia, the mountain hollers of Kentucky. I've been through rural Oklahoma, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas, Kansas, Louisiana, Wyoming, and Florida. And I have never seen as many dirt roads as I see around the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan. I parked downtown in a gravel parking lot. Like, should we kill the mayor? This is crazy. We're the city that invented cars, and we've just been screwing them up for 150 years. I think the auto industry is in the pocket of big gravel. That's what I think. It is Friday. I'm heading to the show now. Last night was fun, a smaller crowd, but it was great to just hang out with Andy again. We got one show tonight, and then I'm gonna hang out with him afterwards and do an interview and really grind his gears, really get underneath his skin and figure out what makes this psychopath tick. All right, I'm here with Andy Woodhull. Whoa!
Hey, what's up, man?
Not much.
What's going on in here? What are we?
Oh, we're just having
What are
a
we
little
doing?
chat.
Huh?
How did you meet Mike?
We met at Go Bananas, I think, in Cincinnati. I'm a comedian. You're a comedian. We were both being comedians there, maybe. Mm-hmm. And I thought you're a real funny guy. And then years after, I think we were friends for a while. And then every once in a while, they'll say to me, "Hey, you want to bring somebody on the road with you?" And for many years, you're my number one guy. And we did lots of shows together, and you're a very funny guy and also super fun to hang out with.
Yeah. He was featuring for Tommy Johnigan at Go Bananas. Tommy would invite all the comics to come in and do a writing session, and he and Tommy came in and they just gave their advice on jokes, but also business of comedy, which was super great and super helpful. When you hear the name Mike Cronin, what do you think?
No, I don't know. Mike Cronin, I think of my friend.
Yeah.
You're a big jolly friend. Mike Cronin. You don't think of yourself as jolly? You're a fun guy.
I am a
We
very,
hang out, we have a lot of laughs.
I'm a very happy man. But
You know,
when
one of the
say
things that
jolly,
I love most about Santa's jolly. You don't think Santa's
Santa's
got a nice
famously
life?
a very fat man. Oh, you're gonna be a dad. Do you have any questions for Mike Cronin as a failed comedian father?
I mean, I've asked you off camera what the best advice you have for me is, and you did. You already gave it to me. Mm-hmm. It was, don't let the kid sleep in your bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, Rory, Theo, if you're watching this as an adult that got curious of what your dad was like while he was still alive.
Hey, wait a minute.
What do you mean, what?
You think I'm gonna be dead when they're grown up? The first time I did Skyline was with you in Appleton, and it was our first week together. And
That was the first one?
yeah. And I don't know if I've told you this, but at the time, it was right after we found out my dad had been cheating on my mom, and they were in the middle of reconciling, and I was living with him at the time, and my dad had done so many bad things to where, like, my brothers didn't talk to him for about a year. It was so uncomfortable at home. I was drinking like every day in the basement by myself and just trying to hide and get away from them. So you bringing me that week was such a great, not only an opportunity, but such a great escape from that. So
that's the week that I became your dad.
yeah. No, wait a minute. But I've always been grateful.
And I'm glad that you brought me on this so that I can tell you I'm proud of you, son.
Thank you. Having him help me get out of the house, I don't know if he even today knows how much that means to me. That he just gave me not only a break in terms of comedy, but a break in a really bad situation that I was in at home. And since then, he brought me so many other places. Do you have any advice for me?
Advice for you?
Yeah.
No. You don't want advice from me.
Of course I do.
Why would you want advice from me?
Well, you're so much more accomplished.
I don't know. I mean, it's all luck.
Yeah.
You're very funny. I mean, just keep being funny. I don't know what to say. I mean, you got to keep putting things in the world. This thing is actually, it's very cool, and I love the premise of it. I often feel exactly the way that you're talking in this thing. That's like, well, maybe one more chance. You know, I started comedy at 23, and you tell yourself like, well, if I haven't made it by the time I'm 40, maybe I'll do something else. Yeah. But you don't really think about when you turn 40 and now you lost all those years of developing skills to do something else. And now you're 45 and it's like you don't know.
How upset are you that I missed both your weddings?
Well, I'm not that upset. Both of my wives were like, Mike would ruin this. And I was like, don't worry, he'll never be able to make it. No, I would have loved to have you there. Both of them. The more recent one, especially.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of this whole thing is like, I miss so much just being in the situation that I'm in. There's one comic who is really upset that I missed his wedding because I got a Tom Segura week and it paid more money than I've ever made in my life.
Well, I mean, that guy, you missed my wedding to shovel Go Bananas.
To shovel garbage, yeah.
We did so many shows together, and you used to do this bit about your mom being good at hand jobs because she did it when she was like a flag person.
Color guard, yeah.
Color guard, yeah. And you would do that bit, and then I would do it as like a personal challenge to myself to go up after you. And I would start my set by saying, like, what I love about Mike's comedy is it's so honest. For example, his mom's hand jobs are unbelievable. And then as a challenge, I would try to see how long I could describe your mom's hand jobs and how good they were before the audience starts to fall off and be like, could you stop talking about this? Yeah. And I think that I made it like up to 5 minutes
easily
on certain nights. Yeah, I had like bits in that thing of doing it. So I don't know if it was the last time I did it, but maybe it was one of the last times. We were in Cincinnati. Your parents are at the show. You know your parents are at the show. You don't tell me your parents are at the show. I go ahead and do this whole thing talking about, as long as I can, talking about how good your mom's hand jobs are. And then we're selling our merch after the show, and up comes Mr. and Mrs. Cronin, and you're like, hey, Andy, I want to introduce you to my mom and dad. Thanks a lot, buddy. Thank you. I shook hands with your dad afterwards. He's like, whoa, she does give good ones. Whatever. So
that was payback for you doing that on the road for 2 years.
That was one of the most uncomfortable moments of my life. I thought your dad was going to fight me. I thought your mom might kiss me.
She almost did.
You know, we're doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We had a great show Thursday. We had a great show Friday. Early show tonight, I would say, is the worst show of the week. We're in agreement on that. Definitely. I think this could be interesting for people watching your vlog. What adjustments do you make for the late show?
Well, I sold out of merch, so I don't have to do my 1:30 joke. I want to do a little more on the Detroit joke. I was a little loose and rambly. I want to tighten it up and just give a all clean performance for my boy.
I'm making Mike do clean comedy because I've been doing clean comedy. Mike doesn't even know what it is.
I don't. You better call me the cops. I'm about to bust another brother.
Well, it's not like we don't try. It's worth it every single night. Don't let this house fall down. The Lord left long ago.
Let's give a big warm welcome to Andy Woodhull.
Hey, Mom, what's up? You're seeing someone. Who? Andy!